first in breaking news. You're watching CBS News 8 this morning.
5 a.m. on your Tuesday. It's not Monday anymore. Rise and shine.
We got that going for us, huh?
That's right. Dan Cohen here, Nichelle Medina.
And Rent is on its 20th anniversary tour. It's coming to San Diego. We hang out with one of the cast members and take her for a walk down memory lane as she returns to her hometown. It's all ahead on CBS News 8 this morning.
The Pulitzer Prize and Tony Award-winning show Rent opens tonight at the Broadway San Diego Civic.
And you know, the show is on its 20th anniversary tour, and San Diego is special for one cast member because it is home. Our Ashley Jacobs is live this morning in La Jolla as the singer and dancer returns to her old studio. Ashley.
Hey, Dan and Nichelle, this has been the best morning. I've been getting to know Alexis. She is absolutely adorable. Now, you grew up in the area, and we are back at your old theater, J Company. What is it like for you?
For me right now, it is just the hugest blast from the past because everything looks smaller. I used to do theater here when I was 11, 12, 13, and I remember, I guess, I felt like a big kid then, but now being back here and seeing everything literally just as I remember it as a kid.
Well, you're used to some big stages now, and coming up, you're going to be at the Civic Theater, and that's always been a dream for you to be in Rent.
Oh, absolutely, in so many different ways. I mean, I remember being here when the first tour came through, and I remember not being able to see it, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm never going to get the chance to see the show again. There's never going to be another tour. I just remember thinking that as a kid, and I feel like having the opportunity to be performing on a stage that I saw Legally Blonde, In the Heights, Color Purple. As a kid growing up, that was the big theater. You would go see all the tours come through. And now to be coming back as a young adult and to be a part of that and to hopefully be that experience for a kid out there, it's just more than I could imagine at this point. Like, I'm happy as I can't even say.
All right, well, let's go get comfortable. Let's sit down for a minute because we're going to talk more about your role coming up. You're a swing, which I hear is like the hardest role. But right now, let's talk more about your memories here. And we have somebody that wanted to say hello. It's a surprise. Oh, my goodness. Joey!
Oh.
So cute.
You're so beautiful. Oh my gosh, you've grown up. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. So Joey, explain to us who you are to her because you're making a huge impact.
Oh, this beautiful, beautiful young lady. She was in many of our shows here at J Company. She's one of our proud alumni, and I'm so excited that you're doing this tour. I'm so happy to see you as well.
Oh my gosh.
So
I was telling them earlier that I have some of the most amazing memories from J Company as a kid. Like, you have no idea what an impact it's made on me even today.
That's so wonderful.
Serious.
Well, and what we've always said is, you know, J Company's a home. It's a home to everybody, and you're always welcome back. Always.
So it has been years since they've seen each other. What's it like for you to see her all grown up?
Oh my gosh, I always remember her as this little tyke, little girl. I remember her. How old were you when you did High School Musical 2?
13.
13-year-old playing like a 16-year-old, which is awkward and weird, but beautifully done, you know. And and it was just so beautiful. And we had like a 3-story set, and she's like, we're like, are we gonna fall off this?
Okay, you two have a lot to catch up on. Dan and Nichelle, let's let them catch up, and then we're going to talk more about the musical coming up in the next hour, because I know you need to get to that giveaway.
Yes, that is so great to see them have that reunion, and she's such an inspiration for the next generation as well. You know, dreams come true, hard work pays off. So let's get to
And did you see our surprise reunion in the last hour? Well, these two are still chatting away. Coming up, meet one of the stars from the cast of Rent. It's all ahead on CBS News 8 this morning.
If there's 525,600 minutes in a year, figure out how many minutes are in 20 years, because that's how long Rent has been around.
That was good.
That's a lot.
That was good. Clever, whoever wrote that. The musical is in its 20th anniversary tour, opening at the Civic tonight. Are you excited? CBS News 8's Ashley Jacobs is live in La Jolla with one performer for a special reunion. Ashley, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dan and Nichelle. It has been so fun sharing this morning with Alexis. We reunited her with a surprise with her artistic director from J Company. These two have been chatting. Make room for me. Come on. Talk about being a third wheel this morning. They've just been catching up all morning. Okay, so let's chat. You are in Rent. That was always a dream for you. Why do you think that, I mean, we're still celebrating Rent 20 years later?
I think there are a lot of reasons why it's so impactful still today, from, you know, 96 to here we are, 2017, and people are still in love with this show. And I think it's not only because it's iconic and it's kind of the Hamilton of theater as it was in 1996. It changed theater. It was a new era. It started a new era, you know, of rock musicals and really taking on themes that people were afraid to address. And it has these beautiful messages of loss, of tolerance, of love, of hope, and it handles it in a way where it's just seamlessly woven into the story, you know, and it's something where you sit in the audience and it just hits you like every so often, because you're kind of, there's songs where you're so invested and you're rocking out to the music, and then there's moments where you realize that you've gotten so invested that these aren't just characters, these aren't just caricatures. More so, you know, it's not, because they have characters that are provocative. You have Mimi, who is a stripper, and she has AIDS, and they live up past any stereotypes or any caricatures that could happen when you're given just the summary of each character. They're more than that. They're people. They're humans, you know?
She could talk about this all day.
Really
Joey, she's so articulate. How proud are you of her? Because she used to be a little girl performing here at J Company.
I know, little 13-year-old. She was on our stage, on our High School Musical stage, you know, and she was just telling me earlier that that Home from The Wiz is one of her favorite shows, and that's what we're doing right now. And I would love to hear you sing Home. That would be amazing someday. That'd be so great, you know. So very cool. Yeah.
Well, and
so
now you are a swing in the show, and you said that is really one of the toughest roles.
It is one of the hardest things to do. I was a swing in New York when I was living there, and blah 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 blah. And it's the most underrated, underpaid, unappreciated, but most difficult thing for you to do. You have like 6 to 12 different characters that you're following at any given moment, and if they say, "Hey, let's go," you have to figure out exactly where you are at that moment and go and move from 6 different points of view.
Speaking of going, I just got the cue from my producer. We have to go, but I don't think you're going to mind that, because we just want to catch up all day. We're a happy family this morning. We'll send it back to you.
Love fest over there.
You guys are
That's
so
great.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Yes, they're going to keep that conversation going.